program is implemented divided it neutron to form a 3D Sierpinski gasket. The number of recursive steps is to be specified by the user. So our main aim of this program is to create a 3D Sierpinski gasket. Like how to create this? We haven't already given a tetrahedron, and we just keep on dividing this. I mean, we just keep on dividing this tetrahedron. We're going to end up with forming the 3D Sierpinski gasket. So the number of steps, like how many times we need to divide it, so that recursive step is to be specified by the user. So aim here. Sierpinski triangle is a very famous factor that has been seen by most advanced math students. This factor consists of one large triangle which contain an infinite amount of smaller triangle within it. This was the exact Sierpinski gasket. We started with the one large triangle, and within the triangle we have created an infinite amount of small triangles. So that is what we call it as a Sierpinski triangle. I'll show you the exact picture of the uh, Sierpinski Sierpinski gasket. See here. So 2D Sierpinski gasket algorithm. First we started with a solid triangle, then we divided into four triangles, and four triangles into some 16 triangle. Like that we just keep on dividing recursively, and we end up with forming the Sierpinski gasket. So here started with a triangle. We have one solid triangle. Subdivided it into four smaller triangle by bisecting the sides. So we are just subdividing into the four triangles. How means by bisecting the sides? Can you see this? This is a midpoint of the each edge. Like that we have to find out each and every midpoint of the edges. Then we are just connecting the edges. Then only it is possible to construct the other four triangles. So repeat this to forming a triangle. When you keep on doing this for each and every triangle, we end up forming the Sierpinski triangle like this. 3D gasket. The tetrahedron is a polyhedron composed of four triangular faces, three of which meet at each vertices. The tetrahedron is the only convex polyhedron that has four faces. So exactly when you hold the tetrahedron by your hand, it exactly look like this. It's having four sides and the one basis. But when you try to write the tetrahedron, you have started with using the triangle. We can subdivide each of four faces. So we'll see the little theory of the Sierpinski triangle. So the Sierpinski triangle illustrated three-way recursive algorithm. It's a this exactly, whatever the illustration of the Sierpinski element, we have to follow the three-way recursive algorithm. The procedure for drawing a Sierpinski triangle by hand is simple. As I told you, for drawing the Sierpinski triangle, it is very easy. By taking the triangle itself, we keep on dividing. So start with a single large triangle. So making this happens, we are just going to start with a large triangle. Divide this large triangle into four newly triangle by connecting the midpoints of each side. So in the last slide, I have showed you that. So with the one large triangle, we're just dividing the triangle into four new triangles. So ignoring the middle triangle that you just created, applied. So yeah, after creating the four triangles in the middle, the white shaded one, here you can see the white shaded one triangle that you can ignore, and apply the same procedure to each of the three corner triangle. So here three corner triangle which is colored with the blue. So for those three corner triangle, you can apply the same rules, which means finding the mid, bisecting the sides, and then joining, then create another four new triangle. Like that you keep on applying the same rules. Each time you create a new set of triangle, you recursively apply this procedure to the three smaller triangle. So you can continue to apply this procedure indefinitely if you haven't sharp enough pencil. So this is what about the Sierpinski triangle. And next is algorithm of the Sierpinski triangle. We'll just start with the tetrahedron. Inside this, take the edges, calculate the three midpoint, which means tetrahedron. While writing, it's very easy to write the tetrahedron with the equilateral triangle. So in that, we have to find the three midpoints with the each edge.
So that is the main, that is the first point which need to take care. We find the midpoint. Now, the form each original con- um, the form each original vertex construct a new tetrahedron consists of a vertex. So with the midpoint which we are finding by using the original vertices, so we are just using those new vertex. We are just try to joining the triangle or to create the triangle. Repeat it recursively. So this is the method which we are keep on repeating recursively to get the 3D Sierpinski 3D Sierpinski triangle. So at m is equals to 0, draw all the leaf nodes in a recursive tree. I'll just explain you what is this m is equals to 0. Sierpinski triangle will be constructed from an equilateral triangle by repeated removal of triangular subset. So we need to take care of some step to be followed to construct a triangle. Take any equilateral triangle, as I told you, tetrahedron. We are just mention that as a tetrahedron. We'll just take any of the equilateral triangle, divided it into the four smaller congruent triangle and remove the central triangle, and repeat the step 2 for each of the remaining smaller triangle forever. When you keep on doing this, when you keep on dividing or subdividing the triangle, we will end up with infinite number of triangle. That is was the main funda of the Sierpinski triangle. So here you can see. So while writing, okay, I'm just going to explain you the program. For when you're writing the triangle, this is what the triangle. It's having all the three axes. This is y axis and this is x axis. Sorry, this is x axis and this is z axis. Okay, so don't forget when we creating the Sierpinski 3D cascade. So while writing the triangle, we have an all the three axes, that is x, y, and the z. So to mention those axes, we'll take a function that is type of float point is 3. 3 means every point has x y z axis, that is what the 3 point v4, which means here can you see v1 v2 v3 and the v4, we have the four vertices. Okay, so the four vertices having the points in it, so we have to mention the value for that. So for v1, we just take a v1, that should be, I mean, with respect to the xyz axis, we're just giving the value. So y value is 0, 0.0. Okay, then x is 0, 0.0 and z is 10.0. So like that, v1, v2, v3, v4, we just keep on writing the values. So after this, to make or to create a Sierpinski, I have to find the midpoint of each edges. So now we have a simple triangle. To create the Sierpinski, we have to find the midpoint. See here, v1, v2, v3. With the all three vertices, I just created a triangle, and now I have to find the midpoint. Here is the midpoint of the edge, that is v1, v3, and midpoint of v2, v1 is this one, and v2, v3 will be the will having the midpoint this one. So by just connecting the midpoints itself, we're just going to get the Sierpinski, I mean, we're just going to get the four more triangle. This is the one tetrahedron we got after one iteration. So with the one solid triangle, we get the four triangles. Here you can see that again. Here m means how many times you want to divide. So if m is equals to 0 means then we only get one solid tetrahedron like this. If it is, I mean, when you mention that, I mean, how many times you want to divide the triangle, when you mention that is m is equals to 0 means it's just a simple solid triangle. See, if it is m is equals to 1 means going to divide one solid tetrahedron into four tetrahedrons, which means by finding the midpoint, we're just dividing the one big triangle into four triangle. If again m is equals to 2 means, so the triangle again four triangle we got, and with the four triangle again we will get 16 triangles like this. 16, when the 16 triangle will get means when if it is m is equals to 3. So like that, the user will tell you how many times you want to divide the triangle. Okay, that's user wish to divide the triangle. After the division, we have to draw the one triangle face at the time to draw a tetrahedron. See, once after you dividing the triangle itself, we have to draw the one triangle face at a time to draw a tetrahedron. So we already divide this one. Okay, there isn't three triangle over here. So to again, if you want to divide one particular triangle, then we have to draw one triangle face at a time to draw tetrahedron. We're just taking the one particular triangle and finding the midpoint. Again, we are dividing it. So like that, once after you dividing the triangle, we just keep on dividing the triangle with it by taking only one side of the tetrahedron. So here, white triangle, point A, point B, point C. So which means, as I told you, to divide it again, I mean, after the division, we have to draw one triangle face. So at that time to draw tetrahedron, then only we can able to draw the tetrahedron. So with the one face, we're just drawing a triangle, that is point A, point B, and the point C. So we know that um how to draw the vertices. So it always start from GL begin. So we are drawing the polygon, that is triangle, and vertex of A, B, C. By taking the three vertices, we are going to draw the triangle. So why divide triangle? Point A, point B, point C, and the end time. We know that in the last here in the last function, it is just to create a triangle. Now in the next function is to taking that triangle and dividing it again. So here point A, point B, point C are the triangular vertices, and int m will be how many times you want to divide the triangle. So p1, p2, p3 are the some variables. So this and all I'll explain you in the programs. Let's just get back to the program. So this is for the program of Sierpinski gasket. So here we just mention the predefined libraries, that is Ash includes studio.h and gloat.h. Just now I explained type defined float means we have in three axes, that is why we have mentioned it as in three here. And after that, in a this triangle having the three vertices of points, here you can see. So here you can see it is of 4 points. So three of the vertices on the above also there is a one vertices. We are just giving the point for that. So then again, I just now explained with the function void draw triangle means for after dividing. Okay, after dividing, I mean, or to just dividing, we just take a one particular triangle and we just draw the one particular triangle by using the function void draw triangle. It is of point A, B, C. By taking three vertices, we are just going to draw the triangle. So after drawing the triangle, we have to find the midpoint of it. So that is very much needed. Even on a by getting the midpoint itself, you can able to draw the able to divide the triangle into few more triangles. So by dividing, once after you finding the midpoint, then again void divide tetrahedron. We have to divide the tetrahedron by point A, B, C, and the int m. M means how many times you want to divide the triangle. Here I say repeat m number of times as specified by the user. So it is mentioned by the user now, but it is mentioned by the user, that is m is equals to m is equals to 4, m is equal to 5, something like that. But that should be always greater than m. So that should mean that is always greater than 0. If it is m is equal to 0 means it's a one single solid triangle. So that is why if you want to draw the Sierpinski gasket, so always m is greater than 0. So we are just finding the midpoints with the pair of vertices, and again consider the midpoint as a vertex and divide the bigger triangle. So what we do is to create the to divide the tetrahedron, we're just considering the midpoint as a vertex and divide the bigger triangle, and this is what divide the tetrahedron. We having the tetrahedron, we just keep on dividing by using the midpoint. So by using the midpoint. Now if you want to color of the faces to align, just adjust the point above. So if you want to color the tetrahedron with a different colors, we just align the points above. See here, draw the subdivided triangle. So whatever the subdivided triangle is there, by using the midpoint, we're just drawing it. See here, GL color 3F, we're just giving the color for the subdivided triangle. So GL color 3F, red will be given to the triangle of point ABC, and again GL color is given. So in that RGB, B means blue color will be given to the triangle that is ACD, and again 0.0 1.0 means RGB, green color will be given to the triangle CDB. So like that, we're just giving the color for the divided triangle. So this is called every time the display is refreshed. See here, void display. So here what happened, we just keep on dividing the triangles, right? So most of the time the display should be refreshed. So here it draw the tetrahedron. So for that reason, we're just calling the callback function void display. So it's having the function that is GL clear GL load identity, divide the tetrahedron with the vertices, that is V0, V1, V2, V3, V4. So void my reshape. The function is executed when the window size is changed. What happened with the void my shape means, so as we know that we just keep on dividing the triangle into the sub triangle so that the windows change. I mean, if in just in case if your user wants to make the output bigger or smaller, so for that reason we're just changing. We're also changing the window size as well. So for that reason, we are just using void my reshape. So with the windows width and the height. So viewport is also given. So if you want to if you want to clipping a particular image, then that should be represented as in viewport, and the matrix mode load identity. So then again, we are just end up with the main function, that is int main. It's having all the function which is initialized above, that is printf number of division. I mean, this printf YB1 means number of division. So as we told, M is specified by the user. Whatever the M value the user will given in the output, that should be printed. Number of divisions, how many divisions you want. So glut init, display mode, window size, and these are the same functions like in every program we are going to define. Glut reshape function means to change the window size, or to display function means it's a callback function to display the output. So this is what the 3D Sierpinski. This is what the output of the 3D Sierpinski gasket. So by this we are end up with the program.